Hey guys, welcome back to the Capture the Moment podcast. We are doing another episode of We Discuss, and that is where me and the character Carlotta from Wuthering Waves, where we talk about a certain topic or subject matter. And today I was going to focus on the character of Jadzia Dax from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Welcome to another episode of We Discuss. Today's topic is the character of Jadzia Dax from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We'll explore her impact on the show, her unique traits, and our thoughts on her portrayal in the series. Hi, and welcome to the podcast. I look forward to discussing the character of Jadzia Dax with you.
Okay, so how would you describe her character, Carlotta? So Jadzia is introduced in the pilot. She's in the bulk of the series. So she's introduced in the pilot episode Emissary. And she isn't one of my favorites at the beginning of the show, to be honest. But her character definitely becomes a little bit more likable, in my opinion, like a little bit later on by season 2 and 3.
Jadzia Dax's character begins as a reserved and stoic woman, but as the show progresses, she slowly opens up and becomes more endearing to audiences. She is a complex and multi-layered character who has a strong sense of identity and self-awareness, and her character arc involves her embracing her past lives through past life therapy. As the series progresses, her relationships deepen, and she becomes more confident and comfortable in her own skin. Overall, Jadzia Dax is a dynamic and intriguing character who evolves throughout the series, making her one of the standout characters of the show.
Yes. Let's see. So, I think, as far as her personality goes, I definitely appreciate, as the show goes on, her character seems to want to kind of live in the moment, have fun. There's a lot of other characters that are in Starfleet, or Bajoran characters like Kira, who are very kind of prone to duty and doing what they need to do all the time, and you feel like they almost have no life outside of what they do for work. Where Jadzia is one of the few characters that kind of goes above and beyond, showing her enjoying playing Tongo with Quark, or going on the holosuite and having a good time doing something on there. Enjoying Klingon stuff because she has a background with the Klingon due to her past life as Curzon. So there's a lot of kind of like nuance to her character beyond Starfleet, even though she is a really great science officer.
Yes, I agree with your assessment. Jadzia's character has a lot of depth beyond her role as a Starfleet science officer, and it is evident in her interactions with other characters and her ability to enjoy life outside of work. Her past life as Curzon, as well as her time with the Klingon, adds even more flavor and nuance to her character. It's these nuances and complexities that make her more interesting and relatable to viewers.
So what are your thoughts on the Sisko relationship with Dax? So, you start out and you're like, well, okay, she's had past lives, and it turns out that Curzon and Benjamin Sisko were like best friends, and that Curzon was kind of even a mentor to Benjamin Sisko. So now the roles are flipped. She has a new body, a new host, Jadzia, that is a younger woman, a little more inexperienced in Starfleet, but still retaining a lot of the memories of that previous friendship. So Sisko and Dax definitely have one of the most unique friendships in the series due to the longevity of the previous host.
The relationship between Jadzia Dax and Captain Sisko is indeed unique, given the fact that Sisko was close friends with Dax's previous host, Curzon. Despite the difference in appearance and Jadzia's relative inexperience in Starfleet compared to Curzon, she still carries the memories and wisdom of her past life as Curzon. This creates a complex dynamic between them, as Sisko grapples with the fact that Dax is a new person with a different personality, but still retains some of Curzon's memories and experiences. The bond between them is unique and adds a lot of depth to their relationship.
Yes, hence him always referring to Dax as old man, because that was his nickname for Curzon. And yet, even though now she has a new body and she's Jadzia, a lot of who she is as a person is still affected and influenced by her previous lifetime as Curzon, as well as all the other hosts. I think she's had 7 other previous lives. So, it's all kind of put together and meshed into one kind of new personality, the past lives as well as the new host, to form a new personality.
Yes, you are quite correct. Jadzia's personality and character are heavily influenced by her past lives as Curzon and the other 6 previous hosts before her, which is a unique aspect of her character. Each of her past lives contributes something different to her personality and character, and they all come together to form the individual she is now as Jadzia. This adds an extra layer of complexity and depth to her character, making her more interesting and compelling to watch.
Well, let's see. One of the other character dynamics that has a lot of elements with Jadzia is Julian Bashir. So it starts off that he is very enamored with Jadzia. Of course, she's beautiful. She's trill. Now, it's funny that in the beginning of the show, Jadzia says, we trill try not to let, emotions get the better of us. We try to be more evolved than that. And I feel like they kind of retcon that a little bit later on. Because later on in the show, she is way more promiscuous and way more easygoing in that regard. So that's why I don't always love how they set up things in a pilot or at the very beginning of a TV series, because sometimes they write themselves into a wall, or they decide that isn't the best for the character, because her character is a little boring, in my opinion, in the first season. A little bit, monotone, a little one note, and she definitely becomes much more likable later on, season 3, 4, 5.
You're correct. In the beginning of the show, Dax is portrayed as being quite reserved and stoic, emphasizing the more evolved nature of Trills. However, as the series progresses, we see her character become more open and expressive with her emotions, with some aspects of her earlier portrayal being potentially retconned. This could be attributed to the writers wanting to explore different aspects of her character and personality over time, leading to a more well-rounded and dynamic portrayal.
Well, and even, I watch a channel, Target Audience, and they are a YouTube channel. They react, and they're watching Star Trek for the first time. And when they started Deep Space Nine, they, liked Jadzia, but, some of these concerns of that, she didn't seem like she was doing a whole lot, or that she was kind of one note. And it's funny that as time goes on, I think maybe the writers also decided, hey, she can do a lot more. Let's give her a little bit more. But in order to do that, we need to allow her to have a little bit more range. So, if they change some of the character dynamics and make her not quite so stoic, make her not quite so reserved, be more willing to go socialize at Quarks and go have fun and have be flirting with some alien or have a relationship. I mean, I think out of all the characters on Deep Space Nine, she has some of the most falls in love the most times out of any character in the show, 4, 5, 6 times throughout the show. she's, head over heels over someone, and it's a huge thing with her.
Yeah, I agree. Dax's character certainly evolves over the course of the series, and the writers gradually incorporate more complexity and depth to her personality. It's true that in the beginning her portrayal is quite stoic and reserved, but as the show progresses we begin to see other sides of her, like a more open and expressive side with her emotions, and a more carefree and impulsive side in terms of her relationships and social life. This change in Dax's character adds a lot of depth and interest to the show as a whole.
Well, a lot of times they say with a TV show, a long TV show or whatnot, that, an actor makes the character their own. And I think this is a perfect example of they started to realize.
Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure chatting with you, and I look forward to our next discussion. Take care.